is up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. So for today, I have a very special guest. We wanted to talk to you guys about all things Disney. We're getting asked a lot on all social media platforms just about an update for the Disney house, the progress. Have we seen it yet? Are we going? Are we gonna do a tour whenever we get there? How we came to love Disney. Is it like a real thing? Do we both love Disney? Like what it's like working with Disney?
Yeah, I mean, should we go all the way back to 2007 when we first went to Disney, what we loved about it?
Yeah, we'll take you guys through everything.
Yeah, so in 2000, what?
That's something you want to see? Then just keep...
if that's something you want to see, then just keep watching. So 2007 was the first time we went to Disney, and I still remember the first ride we went on. It was Ellen DeGeneres. What's it called? The Universe of Energy, right? Is that what it's called? I think so.
Yeah. It was my first Disney ride ever. And I had never been to Disney.
That's what I was going to say. So Angie's expectation was kind of like Six Flags, you know, roller coasters and rides. And when you get on the Ellen DeGeneres ride, I remember like the whole auditorium starts moving. And I remember just looking over at Angie and her face was like, what in the heck? Where are we, right?
I know, I was so blown away.
And from that point forward, like that really set the tone for Disney as far as we were concerned, just in terms of them just not being an ordinary company. And we fell in love. I don't remember how old we were exactly, but it was 2007. We were pretty young.
We were young. It was one of our first trips together.
Yeah.
And also we ended up going there by total coincidence, right? We were supposed to take a trip to Edmonton to go to the West Edmonton Mall.
No offense if you're from Edmonton.
But we wanted to go to like a really huge mall and like just experience that. And that trip was more expensive than to go to Disney for a week.
Yeah, we stayed at the Pop Century Resort.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
We had an awesome time. We can appreciate all the little things about Disney. So from that point forward, we fell in love legitimately with
like best food, best
being
drinks.
in Disney.
And it was just super. It can be really cool for adults, which is kind of what we're really big on. And it's just so, yeah, it's like chill and it's oddly romantic. It's some of the best food you'll eat. And we just became obsessed with it. And then we went back in 2010.
Yeah, but in 2007, we were still students. So we couldn't afford to go back every year. In a perfect world, we would have went back every year. But we couldn't afford to go back again for another 3 years. So in 2010, we went back. And from 2010 on, we've been every single year.
We drank the Kool-Aid.
We drank the Kool-Aid. And from 2010 on, we went to Disney every single year.
Yeah.
And in 2012 is when... I don't know if Disney announced Golden Oak in 2012.
We heard a rumor.
But we had heard that there was a neighborhood called Golden Oak.
Yeah, and it was totally like a pie in the sky goal too. It was like, yeah, I don't know how, but it would be cool if. And I literally pulled this out of my drawer. I was just sharing that with our team. Oh, yeah. So I pulled this out of my office, and this was my goals that I wrote. It's February 2016 that I wrote that. I don't even know if you could see that. February 2016. And I typed this up, and it was basically all my goals and like what I wanted to achieve. And then at the bottom, it says my current why: to do the unimaginable and live in the happiest place on earth on Disney property. Literally the unimaginable, because it's like it was so crazy.
Even then, if you remember, like we were talking about Golden Oak as like probably more likely Celebration. Remember, because they have another neighborhood called Celebration,
that's not really Disney, right? It's just close.
It's not owned by Disney anymore. It was originally owned by Disney, but we thought to ourselves like that'll be a good.
And I get this question a lot too: is Golden Oak actually on Disney property, bro? Yes. Like you're really, really close to Fort Wilderness, right? That would be the closest.
Yeah, you're right across the street from the campgrounds of Fort Wilderness. You're in where the Four Seasons is, and the Four Seasons golf course is right behind there. You're probably around a 30-minute walk from the Magic Kingdom.
I'll show, and we'll get into this, but I'm going to show like where our views from the back of our house. You can see the fireworks of Magic Kingdom.
We have footage of all that stuff. Can you embed it into the video?
Oh, I have.
Like right here?
I have them. Don't do that because it makes it so much harder. Okay, so the love for Disney is real. Andre actually got me onto it, so no, it wasn't me that forced Andre. That was a lot of questions too. Did I like force it upon you? You actually introduced me to it.
My mom and dad were huge Disney fans, and as a kid, fun fact, as a kid, I did not like Disney that much.
Like, didn't you have like a really sore stomach once and you like picked a fit?
Well, I was a big baby. To this day, I'm a pretty big baby when it comes to rides, but I was a really big baby, and every time like, you know, my mom would be like, let's go on Dumbo. I'd be like, I'd be so scared. I would tell her I have a headache and I can't go on Dumbo or something like that. Well, Dumbo's okay,
Space Mountain?
Eesh, borderline.
Splash Mountain.
No, absolutely not.
Tower
not
Terror.
Happening. Absolutely not. You have to
We're
pay
the same. We're
you
the
have
same.
to pay me a lot of money to go on Tower Terror.
But that's also why we like Disney, because there's not a lot of rides that we wouldn't do.
But what we come to appreciate as adults in Disney, I think, is like food, the drinks, the ambiance, the service, the shop-opportunities, as you would put it.
The tchotchkes.
The tchotchkes. And the rides are kind of a bonus, because that's not what we go there for, really. What?
Are you going to go on Tron?
Reluctantly.
Are you guys going to go on Tron? I love the movie Tron. Like, I have to just put my big girl pants on and go on it.
I know. I have to put my big boy pants on and go on it, too.
And not pee in them. Like, can we embed... do this, because I'm going to embed something for you.
Oh.
Check
this out.
Andre on Slinky Dog.
Andre being a man.
Andre on Slinky Dog.
Jesus. But,
okay, so the love for Disney, we found out about Golden Oak, like...
2012.
Yeah.
And then 18? Whenever we first went to visit the neighborhood?
Well, we got a random email from a subscriber named Keely, and she said, hey, she was like an intern at a real estate company, and she said that they would like to take us on a tour because they have a property for sale in Golden Oak. And I just thought, yes, I want to go. And we were going to be there at the right time, but we literally openly just said, listen, we're not going to buy anytime soon, because we didn't want to be those people that went...
took advantage of somebody's time.
like I didn't want to go and take the tour and all that. And fun fact, they do like background checks on people that want to get a tour in the... Like, they make sure also...
They won't just give anybody a tour, but...
Because everybody would want a tour, I guess.
Yeah.
So they took us around. We ended up going, and they said it's okay. And I remember what I said to you. I said, if we go, it's going to become real. It's going to go from a 10-year goal to possibly a 5-year goal, because... I'm such a big believer that when you see something and you have so much clarity on the goal, like we had never seen the neighborhood, so once you see the neighborhood, it's real.
Yeah, and it helps you find unique ways to justify the move, right? Like at the time, whenever we were...
my situation's out of...
You're good.
Oh.
You're better than me. So, yeah, I feel like, in our minds, we were thinking probably closer to the age of 40 by the time we actually get there, right? Like 38, 39 kind of thing. And whenever we went there, it became really, really easy to justify wanting to live there, because we saw our quality of life improving being a part of Golden Oak.
That live there,
the
how
people,
nice. Do you remember?
And everything
that was so awesome.
But everything was just so Andre and Angie, in my opinion, right? Like, it was exactly what we wanted. Like, we don't want a big boat. We don't need a fancy car. We don't need toys and things like that. What we love is to be surrounded by
just awesome, positive people.
Cool, yeah.
And we got a little taste that day of just the people that live there. We got to visit it's called the Summer House. So there's like, what would you call it? Like a clubhouse?
It's a clubhouse, yeah.
There's a restaurant. There's a couple of restaurants there.
Gym.
So we visited that, and just the staff also at Golden Oak are just beyond. And that night after we had toured, this was literally like, what do you call it? Cloud 9? Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
Cloud 9 moment where do you remember?
Kappa?
We went to Kappa at the Four Seasons right after our tour of the neighborhood.
I had a Negroni, you had a martini.
We were literally Cloud 9. Like, we had our little pamphlet out, and we were just so...
It was like pen and paper, how do we make this happen quicker than in 5 to 10 years?
It was insane. We were blown away.
From that point in 2018, every single day at the bottom of my to-do list was, we bought a house in Disney this year or next year, or whatever it was exactly specifically, but I wrote it down every single day, and it was such a huge goal of ours, and we started placing our focus there. So 2018, to go back to the timeline, 2018 we go visit Golden Oak for the first time.
Yeah.
And then we strayed a bit. Right, remember? We started looking outside of Golden Oak.
Outside because we were like, there's no way. And then we looked at a water skiing neighborhood.
Yeah, Lake Hancock.
A really quiet, like all of it was beautiful.
Gorgeous.
But for whatever reason, one day we drove back into the neighborhood and it was decorated for Christmas. And it was like so perfect. There's like a bridge that you cross over to come into the neighborhood, and we were like, it was so amazing.
Not only that, remember, like we went to the sales office, and they were playing like Soarin' area music, and that's one of Angie and I's favorite area music. So we're like, this is a sign.
Can you imagine
we can't
living
be outside this neighborhood.
in a neighborhood where there's area music? Like what? So that kind of just
But yeah, so we go back. We're thinking, we almost put an offer on a house outside of Golden Oak, and just before we were about to put an offer on that house, we went back to Golden Oak one more time because there was one house that was available, a resale, and they encouraged us to go check it out. They being our real estate agents, and we just thought to ourselves, like, we strayed on our goal, right? We thought to ourselves, we can have like a stepping stone to going to Golden Oak, but at that moment we were like, no, we can't. We have to just stick to the plan,
even if it takes a bit longer.
Yep.
And that day that you're talking about with the sales center, we went into the sales center, and so they have like this big 3D model basically of the whole neighborhood. And fun fact, our portion, I think they're done now after our portion of the neighborhood. So she had her little laser pointer and she pointed to this area that was under development. And I looked at Andre and I was like, yes. Because truth be told, when we were touring, there was never a house that really spoke to us. Like, we really loved the neighborhood, but there was never a house where we were like, yes. And then this new development came up and we thought, that's us.
Yeah.
And so that was the beginning. So do you want to talk progress?
Sure. Yeah. Let's talk progress. I mean,
we did the ceremonial groundbreaking, which truth be told, we didn't break any freaking ground. It was for pictures and we had champagne.
The ground was hard.
And they got us, it was so hard because they had compacted it. It was so hard to dig. So we worked with the architects and it was so cute. So they had put together this like luncheon for us. They gave us a little Mickey with, we had some Vev. Like, it was so freaking cute. And we took some pictures and we shared all that on social media. That was the last time we were at the property.
Yep. Yeah, it is actually. It's been a long time since we've seen the progress, but we get photos every single day. Goring and Morgan. Sorry, it's a hard thing to say.
Amazing.
They're the builders.
They're the Disney resident. How would you say resident Disney builders?
That's right. Yeah.
And they have like the best Instagram page if you want to go nerd out. I think they have a picture of our build too on there if you're able to find it.
It's amazing. They do a great job. They send us photos all the time. As of right now, that house is out of the ground. It's completely framed.
And there's a roof.
And there's a roof on the house.
And windows, as of this past week. So we are yet to actually see it in person. I think it's going to be incredibly overwhelming to see it in person because it's a dream literally like come to life.
Yeah.
But we're planning a trip. So we're going to get this question a lot. Can we go? Yes. Canadians can fly to the States. We can, so we just can't drive through, but we could if it's essential, and this would be considered essential because we need to see the freaking house. So we're gonna fly. We can fly from Ottawa to Toronto. We were supposed to have a direct flight.
You can fly even if it's not essential. It's just a crapshoot. Like our flight has already changed
like
past,
3 times,
like 4 times.
So we've come to grips with the fact that it's gonna be an adventure to get there, but we're gonna go sometime in November, and we're just gonna fly to Fort Lauderdale and then drive. It's like the speed,
2.5 hours.
The speed that Andre drives, like 2.5 hours. So we'll go visit the house and go back to Fort Lauderdale and kind of reside there for the beginning of the winter.
Yeah, we'll hibernate there for a little bit.
So we'll get to see it. So we will take footage. We will share all of the progress with that. But what else? There's so much stuff. One question I'm getting a lot. Is there any delays? Not really, except for one word.
Mickey Topiary.
One thing that they audibly said there was a delay on. Everything else they've rocked and rolled like crazy. One thing
There's been very, very slight delays. Like week-long delays.
But nothing crazy.
Yeah, just because at the beginning of everything, at the beginning of quarantine, everybody's working with skeleton crews. So, like, if you want to get something like lumber...
I love that you call it quarantine. That makes me happy.
It's better than...
I never want to trigger anybody. Keep going.
But, yeah, everybody's working with skeleton crews, so to get, like, something as simple as lumber to the house, it could be delayed a couple days because the crew, instead of being, 50 people picking lumber, I'm not sure how this works.
They were so on it.
There was a lot less. So, we're only been delayed by a couple weeks since the very beginning.
And the only thing that they said... So, we've had Zoom meetings, we've had FaceTime meetings, emails, like they're so organized. But one thing that they said was the Mickey Topiary will be, because that comes from overseas. So they said, don't worry, we're going to do it. But that's one thing. I'm so excited for the pool also to start being dug out. Like, I feel like we're going to be
the permits. I think it's going to happen next week.
I feel like we're going to be so overwhelmed seeing it. Like the 3-season porch, we're doing a swing chair in there. 2 swing chairs. There's supposed to be 1 swing bench, and instead we're going to do 2 egg chairs, I think, swinging. The pool is going to take up the majority of the backyard. The screened-in porch is super important to us because we know that we're going to spend the majority of our time outside. We've started figuring out where speakers are going to go. Little things that we didn't think of, like the windows. We didn't think of how cool that would be. I know it's such a detail, but the windows are really freaking cool. And our back balcony on our bedroom. So I always wanted a balcony from my bedroom, and we have one. And one thing that we thought of was, why not put some speakers in the outside portion of that, because we'll be able to see the fireworks from that balcony as well as the tower.
Yeah, so we could put on the music from the fireworks.
And time it perfectly. Can't you do that with a Deep Park Radio? Don't they have it right at 8 o'clock? We used to do that all the time. Like, the Disney nerdness is real.
It is very
We used to listen to, was it Deep Park Radio or Magical Mouse Radio? And they would be like,
there's Sorcerer Radio.
Oh, Sorcerer.
Which did it all the time, yeah. Sorcerer Radio was...
So they'd be like, so we'd start with Epcot, and they'd be like, let's hop on the monorail and head over to Magic Kingdom and Hollywood Studios and head over to
Magic Kingdom.
Fantasmic.
Yeah, that's it.
And then they would play on the dot. So super cute. Okay, what else? The builders, progress. What other progress on the house? Oh, the cutest thing. The little... So whenever we were showing our parents the progress on the house, your dad goes, oh, what's that little shack next to your house? This is how cute Disney is. So they build like a miniature little house next to our house so they can see what the roof product will look like with the siding product. So our roof has what's called wallaba. It's supposed to be like wood shingles, right?
Yeah.
Cedar shingles. And then we have this really cool stone on the side of the house. So to see what it's going to look like side by side, they build like a little mini house. Little sample house. So cute. Okay, anything else?
I don't know. I don't think so. We've been rambling for about, what, like 15 minutes? Maybe?
Yeah. Okay.
I think we're good.
You guys can drop all of the questions down below. We will answer them as best we can, and we can continue to do updates. And also we can just update on stories as well. There is a highlight on my stories, like right at the top of my page of, it says Disney House, I think it is. Yeah. And everything's under there, from the groundbreaking to the champagne to the Mickey to the samples of the house to the concepts of the house and everything. So if you guys love the Disney updates, we're gonna do some more Disney videos this month. Also, did you know we're gonna do a DIY Not So Scary party?
I was not aware of that.
You get to enjoy all the cocktails and the food from it.
I will enjoy the cocktails and
If
food.
you guys enjoyed this and you guys enjoyed Andre, make the noise. Give this video a thumbs up. Make sure that you are subscribed so you don't miss any of the future videos. We have a new video coming tomorrow, and we will see you tomorrow. Bye, dudes.